AtGames community, which I believe is pretty much a community of friends. I put it as a question mark because you might not consider that a community of friends when everything's virtual, but I will say this. This is going to be my experience and kind of how I started up in the group. So initially, growing up, I loved pinball. Never could afford one. My parents didn't have one. I played a few arcade games and different places here and there. Frogger was my favorite. I would steal all my dad's quarters at the laundromat and play Frogger to my heart's content. But pinball really caught my fancy. In 2022, the end of 22, November, I was able to get my hands on the AtGames HD table from Sam's Club. I spent about $450. My daughter was gracious enough to deliver it to me for an extra $50 across state here in Detroit, Michigan. And so my experience began playing those games and just loving the entire system. The Zachariah tables, the Dr. Seuss tables came eventually later on. The Taito tables, Natural History was some of the best games you could get. And I love this table to death. I played it nearly every day. My family really enjoyed it. My stepkids, my wife, we all played it to death. Every time my kids came over, my kids are grown, but when they came over, they really enjoyed it. And boy, it was such a huge thing. The problem was about a year into my experience with the HD, I started to realize that there was a 4K coming out, and that was completely out of my reach. It was too expensive, and I started to realize they were having all kinds of tournaments, and I couldn't play any of those tournaments because I didn't have the 4K table. And so I started looking for a community. And so what really worked out really, really well, I started to go on Facebook of all places because, frankly, I'm old. So Facebook is the first place you look for groups and different things. In Facebook groups, AtGames has their own group where they announce things about table releases and things like that. If you don't already know that, I'll leave descriptions and stuff all in the bottom here in the description of this video. But they have their own channel. It's AtGames. It's like an actual official one. And I started to realize that they do all these tournaments for the 4K, and I really wanted to have something for the HD, and they just didn't seem to have that anymore. So I started looking around, and I find this Facebook group called Calling All Ballers. And man, this group, I had seen it from a Michael B video, I believe it was. He had mentioned Calling All Ballers on the Facebook group, and I checked it out, and I was excited. They were having all these tournaments and where you would post scores. You basically took a picture of your screen after you finished the game, and you would post your scores, and you could challenge your friends. Not your friends necessarily, but they became friends really quickly. That was the best part about this community, is that not only did I now we have a shared passion, but now I have all these additional people that I'm talking to all the time. Calling All Ballers became the stepping stone for this YouTube channel and my experience with the 4K as well. So Michael B really kicked it off for me. I started with Michael B. I seen his stuff. That got me involved with P-dubs because I considered modding my HD to do OTG and all those types of things that you can do with that. I actually hooked up a switch to mine and put switch controllers on the side and was able to do it that way. Very simple, very rudimentary. It's basically just a display at that point, but it was something. And I really just enjoyed the ecosystem so much. So this video is really about bringing light some of that community of friends that came about. So here, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen of Calling All Ballers. So this is the Calling All Ballers Facebook group. It says there's 119 members. It feels like there's so many more than that because everybody's playing games. They're submitting their scores. They do arcade tournaments now too. So if you have an Ultimate Mini or even the AtGames Ultimate, and I don't even think it matters if you even have those. If you have any access to even Evercade, I played stuff on there and posted scores from there before. Because they are actual arcade versions, they play games like Galaga and Pac-Man and Black Widow, all types of things, as well as the HD pinball tables that we have on the HD table from AtGames. So really awesome group. They were kind of the starting group that got me involved in this community, and I can't thank them enough. What an amazing community this has been. The next one I want to show you is the when I got a little more involved, and I actually bought the 4K. I think it was October of this year. Um, got it in and started just enjoying the heck out of that thing. I knew there was some lag issues. Um, Actually, I must have got it before that because I got it just before the lag issues were fixed. So September they really started doing those. So it was maybe the end of July, I guess. Can't believe I've had it that long. Um, but absolutely love this thing. And so once I started getting into that, I wanted to figure out what news was taking place. I wanted to know when the lag fixes were going to be fixed. AtGames eventually released a schedule for all of that. I have the AtGames. I have the Attack from Mars table with 4K. Um, so I wanted to make sure that that thing was up to date and had the best skills as well. So once I got that table fixed, it was like, this is absolutely heaven, chef's kiss, whatever you want to call it. The Attack from Mars table, to me, was just like a dream come true. Medieval Madness and Attack from Mars are my favorite games, both Brian 80 games, and they're basically the same game if you play them. They have basically the same shots, the same rule set in many ways. Just fantastic games. So but here I continue to look and look for more and more and more news on the titles and different things, and I come across another group, and this one is the official AtGames Legends 4K fan page. So this one is led by her name is Leah Moore and I believe Chris Parsons, and these two are admins for this channel or for this group, and they are absolutely awesome. This group, they approve your messages and then you can post up to their group. They share everything from AtGames, plus they provide kind of troubleshooting and different things that AtGames doesn't have either the manpower or the ability to do. So they provide just another community for us to engage in and link up with other friends and just talk about this amazing community. Find YouTube resources for reviews and impressions and discussion videos and everything you can possibly think of. This group I cannot talk enough about. Absolutely adore it. They've helped me so much in growing my channel as well. Um, so anyway, this is just really, really awesome. The next one is the unofficial AtGames group. This group as well. This one is completely open. They have over 7,000 members. Um, you can post stuff to here all day long. It's really just another resource, a community of friends again, where you can post stuff, post your scores. I posted today on here that pushing the flippers harder doesn't make them work any better. If anybody needed to hear that, that was something that was really spoke to me. I've been trying to click less. just click the button. Like it only works one way. So that's really been a thing for me. Um, anyway, these three groups, I'm going to put all these in the description of the video, but I just want to give a shout out to them. Next up, I want to talk a little bit about the amazing people that have helped me along the way. And I'll put their descriptions in here as well. Obviously, we talked about P-Dubs. We talked about Michael B. Their YouTube channels are really awesome. P-Dubs does all kinds of mod stuff. He's talked about OTG extensively. Shows you how to do all kinds of really cool stuff with your system, whether it's an HD or 4K, it really doesn't matter. Michael B covers everything from arcades and P-Dubs too. But they cover everything AtGames arcades, arcade one-ups. This is a community that not just pinball, but it just expands so much. Chaotic BPR. I want to put a heartfelt thank you out to him. I think he was probably the first person that shouted out my channel for the first time. I started with 4 subscribers back in November, I believe it is. Kind of the first part of November, I posted my first video. I had a rudimentary little tripod. I was using my cell phone. It was kind of on a weird isometric of my Attack from Mars table, and I had an amazing game. I had 6 billion points on camera. That was the best I had ever done. I was absolutely thrilled. Posted it, had a few likes here and there, but not many people seen it. But the channel just continued to grow. I continued to do more and more. I started posting more and more videos, and it just was so incredible to be able to do that. But Chaotic BPR seen my video and he's like, dude, your content's great. And he shouted me out, check out his channel, and it started to grow. Um, Pretty wild. I didn't expect that, and it continues to grow. I think I'm up to 82 subscribers now, and it's just absolutely insane. I never expected any of this to happen. Um, Papa Brad's Gaming, that's another one you guys he's picked up, started to see my stuff maybe another few weeks ago or so. I've been watching his stuff from the get-go. He does all kinds of good stuff with the AtGames community, with the arcade community. Him and Tim McCluskey, they do kind of like a podcast thing. Caddick BPR actually does a podcast as well called Yo Retro on Thursday nights with half a dozen. They're both really good players. You'll see their names all over the leaderboards. Do a fantastic job. Michael B's on there too. I think he does a lot of stuff outside of the pinball community as well, so he's not on there as much. And if you want um, the best tutorials, first of all, you can come to mine for tutorials. I do a lot of tutorial videos on mine that go through the extensive rule sets. I just did one really exhaustive review of the rule set on Sea of Thieves. So if you looked at that rule set, it's about a mile long, and people are like, "Oh my gosh, that's the worst thing ever." I totally get it. So I went through it, figured out a good, concise way to express that, and put up a tutorial video. But tomato grass, if you're going to score chase, and I want to make the distinction: score chasing and knowing the rule set to a pinball game, are not the same thing. Tomato grass will take you through. He does these on Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock, and the time may change. He said he's going to might possibly get into a real life pinball tournament every Tuesday night. So I really hope he does that. He's an incredible player. He shows you his secrets on how to nudge pass from one flipper to the other. He does all kinds of really cool stuff. He will take you the ins and outs of every table. He's ruined a couple of tables for me just because he's so good at it and he makes it look so easy. And then I go and I try to play fishtails. And I'm like, oh, I need to do this shot and then this shot, and that'll get me my extra ball. And then I can start the multi-ball. It's so simple, right? It's not. He basically ruined the game for me. But I will get better, and I will get there. So anyway, a huge thanks to Tomato Grass. His channel is also very, very new. I think he's got 155 subscribers, but both of our channels kind of started together. He and I have shouted out each other multiple times, and this is just another opportunity for me to shout him out, say how incredible his channel is. All of these people have come to be just an incredible community of people. I watch Tomato Grass's streams basically every Tuesday. I watch Yo Retro on Thursdays. I think Michael B's on Tuesdays. I've seen P-Dubs on Monday. It just becomes, you start talking to these people. I'm now friends with them on Facebook. I fully expect at some point to go to the Pinball Expo in Chicago. So if you're looking for something more than just pinball, or if you're looking for tournaments and things like that, I really think this AtGames community is going to continue to grow. It looks like I'm hearing rumors that they might do some really cool multiplayer tournaments on the 4K system in some way, shape, or form. We'll see how those are going. Tomato Grass also mentioned in his stream this week that he would like to do some kind of head-to-head tournament of streamers, which is really exciting. I signed up for it. I think there's quite a few others that have as well. To maybe stream 3 or 4 games online, or we stream the games online, and then we compare scores and we do a bracket. So that would be really exciting too. So if you're looking for something more than just pinball, if you're looking for tournaments or looking for tutorials on how to score chase and be one of the best pinball players on this platform, there are plenty of resources, and I just can't thank you guys enough. I hope you enjoyed this video. This gives you a taste of the community that has been here for me. And I love it so much. So again, all the descriptions for all this stuff will be links in the description for this video. Please like and subscribe if you like the content. I'll be doing more videos on plenty of the new tables that are coming up. There's the whole ecosystem one that I did last year that has now we see the release schedule that we're going to go over. That's going to be one that I go over. And I really look forward to talking to you guys more. We'll see you on the leaderboards. See ya.